This week we're making 2 creamy vegan pasta recipes. Each recipe is ready in one pot in under 30 minutes, so let's get cooking. We'll be using cashew cream to make these pastas super creamy. If you're new to cashew cream, don't worry, I'm about to show you how to make it. It takes just about 15 minutes. To make, and it's done by the time the pasta's cooking. So let's get started. The first step to make cashew cream is to soak 1 cup of cashews in almost boiling water. I use my electric kettle and heat water to 200 degrees. You want to cover it by just about an inch of water, and we'll soak this for 15 minutes, which makes the cashews a lot easier to blend up. Make sure to reserve that soaking water, then add the cashews to a blender along with olive oil, salt, lemon juice, and just 1/2 cup of the reserved liquid. Blend until smooth and creamy. This takes my blender about 2 minutes on high speed, but it may vary depending on the strength of your blender. Add extra liquid as needed to thin. For this recipe, we are going to use a total of 3/4 cup liquid, so you can go ahead and add in that final 1/4 cup. Now let's move on to the pasta. I'm going to show you how to make pasta in 2 different pots. So you can use a Dutch oven or a stock pot for this first recipe, or a tall-walled sauté pan, which I'll show you in the next recipe. We'll sauté yellow onion and veggie sausages until golden, about 5 minutes. I'm using tofurkey Italian sausages, which are vegan and very flavorful. Add in as much minced garlic as you please. Add tomato paste and cook another 1 to 2 minutes. Toasting the tomato paste enhances its flavor. Don't skip this step. Add in red pepper flakes for heat. You can adjust this as needed. It's a pretty spicy pasta if you use all of the red pepper flakes. A can of tomatoes and green chilies adds even more spice, and then we'll add in the veggie broth. Always let the broth come to a simmer before adding pasta. This is how you keep the pasta from getting overcooked. Once that sauce is simmering, add in rigatoni, and we'll cover that and cook it over a simmer for about 10 minutes total. Stir it halfway through to make sure the pasta isn't sticking to itself, and once that is cooked through, you can add in the cashew cream. We are adding an entire recipe's worth, about 1 cup. Simmer the pasta over medium heat until reduced to your desired thickness. This pasta is a little saucier than our next recipe. Add in vegan Parmesan. This is optional but highly recommended, and that's it. Next up is the spinach artichoke pasta, inspired by spinach artichoke dip, as you might guess. For this recipe, I'm roughly chopping up 2 small shallots. They have a flavor that pairs very well with spinach and artichoke, but you can use yellow onion if that's what you have on hand. I'm using the tall-sided skillet for this recipe, just to show you a different method. I do prefer this kind of pan for one-pot pastas, but I know everyone doesn't have this pan in their kitchen. We'll saute that shallot with salt over medium-high heat for just a few minutes, then add in the garlic. Cook until that's golden, and then add in the vegetable broth. Once again, we're bringing this to a rapid simmer before adding the pasta. We're using fettuccine in this recipe. Follow the same process, cover up the pasta, and stir every 5 minutes until the pasta is al dente. This one takes about 12 minutes. It may vary based on the type of pasta you're using. Then we'll add in nutritional yeast for cheesy flavor and depth, black pepper, and canned artichokes, which I roughly chopped. Adding lemon zest really brings the dish to life. Do not skip this ingredient. And of course, the cashew cream, which also has a little bit of lemon flavor in it. Once again, we're using 1 cup. Simmer uncovered until the sauce is as thick as you like it. This is a bit of a thicker sauce than our last recipe. Then add in the spinach. Stir it and it will wilt very quickly, especially if you cover up the pot. Add some vegan Parmesan, taste for salt and pepper, and enjoy. That is zesty, creamy, filled with flavor, definitely tastes like spinach and artichokes, and that vegan Parmesan has that classic spinach artichoke dip feeling. Highly recommend. As always, the full recipes with ingredients and instructions are on the blog. I will link those down below. I also have a how to make cashew cream post, so if you want to learn a little more, you can check out that link down in the description. And don't stop here. I have a ton of one-pot pasta recipes on my blog. I also have a few on my YouTube channel that I will link down below. I have a full roundup of vegetarian and vegan one-pot pastas on my blog that I will link down below as well. You're getting a lot of links this week because if you know me, you know I love the ease of one-pot pastas. Have any questions? Put them down below. I'd also love to hear if you're making this recipe or if you plan on making this recipe. And as always, please hit subscribe for new recipes every single week. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in my kitchen next week.